Hello, welcome to this edition of Ask Barry Vanover. I'm Barry Vanover. This is Miles Baker. Today's show is brought to you by Studio Pro software. Studio Pro is a management software designed by martial artists for martial artists. It's not written and programmed by martial artists, but it's martial artists that have sat down. Me and a lot of the people that I know, the high-level owners, have sat down and designed martial arts software that actually works for a martial arts school. I was just on the phone the other day talking to a school owner, and we were talking about attendance, and their software couldn't even keep accurate attendance at all.
Wow,
and I was like,
amazing.
well, what's the point? What's the point of keeping attendance if it's not accurate enough for you to have faith in it?
Sure.
Not so long ago, someone was talking about, I asked them what their outstanding contract balance was. So, how much money do you have in future student payments, whether it's a 12-month membership, 6 months, 36 months, all added up, because that determines how much your billing check is going to be every month. They couldn't find a report that would tell them that exact number, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah, no kidding.
So Studio Pro is designed just for martial arts schools. New software just getting out there. But, go to yourstudiopro.com, check it out. You can schedule a tour or a demo. It might be worth your time and trouble if you're a martial arts school owner. All right, sir, let's go ahead and let's get started.
All right, let's get started. So our first question for this week, Results Martial Arts asks, can you go over the details of a good schedule?
Scheduling is going to determine a lot about your demographic, and not only your demographic, but your student body. But let's talk in general terms of being that you have a martial arts school where 75% of your population at your school are from 5 to 12-year-olds, like, most martial arts schools in the United States. Some key things that are a mistake. Me and Mr. Baker, we go and we'll do school evaluations. People pay us to come in and analyze their business over a 3-day period from top to bottom. The very first thing I do is I walk in and I pick up a class schedule. So many times I see all the kids' classes before 6 o'clock, all the adult classes after 6 o'clock. Now, if you're in a middle-class neighborhood, there's a great chance that a large percentage of the parents, mom and dads both work, right? Mom isn't a stay-at-home mom. And if mom and dad both work and they get off at 5 o'clock and they have good jobs, they can afford martial arts lessons, but you don't have any martial arts, they can't get off work at 5, get home, gather their kid from wherever they got to, and get to a class by 6. So the answer would be, where are the kids then in your neighborhood going to martial arts class? Because they're not coming to you, not the kids where mom and dad both work. So that's why it's important to have what we call an X-pattern schedule. X-pattern schedule just means that for every age group of child, 5 to 12-year-olds, well, even teens for that matter, if they can't drive themselves to the school, if a student can't drive themselves and they rely on their parents, you need to have options a couple times a week before 6, a couple times a week after 6. So imagine your 5 to 7-year-olds, Monday, Wednesday is at 3:30. Tuesday, Thursday, it's at 6.
So everybody has an option. Working parents,
and non-working parents alone. And now that's regardless of whether you're open on Saturdays or not. So the X-pattern schedule to me is accommodating 80%, 75% of your student body. So that's the number one thing Results Martial Arts I would be looking for to make sure that you've done. Now, when you get into, should I have all rank 8 to 12-year-old class or all rank adults, I can tell you one thing you shouldn't have is you should never in a martial arts school have all age classes. You cannot teach a 3 and 4-year-old and do their class justice, or a 5 to 7-year-old or an 8 to 12-year-old or adults. You can't do their class justice by throwing them in together. Our philosophy is 3 or 4-year-olds, I hate to say this, but they can't do martial arts. 3 and 4-year-olds are simply designed to build their focus, attention span, have fun, through martial arts. Trying to get their attention span to where they can go into the 5 to 7-year-old
kind
class.
of bridging from that free play state of mind to a structured play state of mind.
Exactly. And 5 to 7-year-olds can learn martial arts.
Sure.
They can be martial artists. They just can't remember a lot of techniques and a lot of martial arts curriculum over a long period of time. So in that curriculum, you can get them looking good, but you got to repeat that curriculum a lot.
Sure.
And what you're doing is preparing them to the 8 to 12-year-old program. Of course, 8 to 12-year-olds and above, you can turn out some amazing, amazing martial artists. So, getting into those types of things of, do I have 8 to 12-year-olds all rank class, or do I split them up into beginners and advanced? All that has to do with the number of students you have, right? And how big your classroom floor is. Let's not forget about that. You got a 1,200 square foot studio, 1,800, 2,000. You got to maximize that floor the best of your ability. So that changes your schedule. So Result Martial Arts, if you want more details than what I've went over, in the show, by all means, give me a call and I'll be glad to talk about your school and look at your current class schedule for you guys. One more thing.
Sure.
Schedule changes. Remember, everybody that's coming to your school right now, they're coming and they're pretty happy with the schedule because they are coming. When you make a schedule change, you make a schedule change for all of the students in the future that are signing up and for the business benefits. Because whenever you do a schedule change, you're going to upset half the student body. Now, half the student body's not going to quit. Matter of fact, hardly anybody's going to quit. But you might get some grumbles. So remember, when you make a schedule change of any type, it's for the future, not for the students now, because they're happy with the times they're coming.
That's good advice, yeah. Our second question for this week, Eric P. asks about his 3 and 4-year-old program. He says, I've had my 3 and 4-year-old class going since July, and it's not growing. Do you have any ideas how to market specifically for the age group? I was wondering about doing a 2-for-1 special to build up class numbers and get some traction. What are your thoughts?
Eric, 3 and 4-year-olds, frankly, to me is just too much work to discount their program. Okay, and my son goes to my gym or little gym. I took him there last night, and I pay $138 a month for a 2-year-old to go into unstructured play, like you said, a month. $138 a month for one time a week, right? So why would we discount it? I see this a lot too. School owner will be charging $80 a month for 3 and 4-year-olds, $90 a month for 5 to 7, $110. They go, and more expensive the higher it gets, which doesn't make any sense. 80% of our student body is kids. Everybody should pay the same. Whether the kid is 3 and 4 or 55, they should pay the same, right? And remember, when the smaller the kid is, the cuter they are. And the kid hasn't quit 4 or 5 activities, and mom and dad lost the faith in the kid's perseverance. Right. So mom and dad will pay more for that 5 to 7-year-old to do something than a lot of times they will their 8 to 12-year-old. Yeah. So no discounts. Now on 3 and 4-year-olds, you can do though, if you wanted, and you were offering class, 3 and 4-year-olds could come twice a week. Because 3 and 4-year-olds don't have any memorization at all. You could sell a once a week membership and a twice a week membership. If you wanted. That might help, Eric, help grow your program by offering just once a week class, because it really doesn't matter. They're all just playing anyway. Now, talking about the marketing for the 3 and 4-year-olds, first, I would start trying to create word of mouth. I would take the 3 and 4-year-old mothers in class that you have now, and I would look and see what you're teaching those dudes. You can't teach them through martial arts. If you're trying to put 3 and 4-year-olds and put them in army lines and make them do reverse punches and front kicks all together for 30 minutes, you're wasting your time.
Talk about a need of patience. I mean, you can't get frustrated with those little guys. You just have to expect it. And if you get frustrated and the parents see you're frustrated, they feel like their child's the problem child, or they're wasting their money. Right. This isn't working. Yeah, lots of patience. You're right. And you can't do structured martial arts in that class.
Exactly. Like I said, Luca is 2. And last night we went to his My Gym class. They had a part of the area, this lady's trying to do structured games and activities. But all of a sudden, Luca runs over and he gets on the balance beam, or he's climbing and swinging. Teacher doesn't even notice it, pay any attention whatsoever. In one of our classes here, one of our instructors are complaining because this little girl would go over and she was licking on the mirrors. And I'm like, let her lick on the mirrors. Concentrate with your core group. You got 15 of them out there. One of them wants to run over and lick the mirrors. Don't break that group. Just let them do whatever. Let mom manage the 3 and 4-year-olds. That's the whole gist of that. But I did, by building creativity in the class, I actually got some good stuff from My Gym and Little Gym. We bought different balls they can do activities with. We bought this bubble machine. We've got this big parachute that they get under and they play. We've got hula hoops that they step around on and do different things on, but martial arts related. So look at your curriculum, what you're teaching them as well, to add excitement. So the other moms start talking about it and start referring your program and stop quitting too. And then, of course, on referrals, do some type of referral program where every time a mother refers your school and one of their friends' kids sign up, they get a month free or something, or a T-shirt. Do some kind of referral program to kick it off. Now, traditional forms of marketing for your 3 and 4 year old program is you got to get ad specific. You got to put ads and information out there toward that look like 3 and 4 year olds and that are targeted to those moms, right? That have 3 and 4 year olds. So, some common things would, of course, to hit the social media, your Facebook, run Facebook ads and targeting those mothers with 3 and 4 year old age children. Pinterest, don't forget, moms are all on Pinterest.
Sure, yeah.
You could be doing, don't forget on your own existing website to have a presence for 3 and 4 year olds when parents are coming on there. That makes sure they know on your website you have 3 and 4 year old classes. There's a lot now that I have kids. My wife goes to all of these mother sites.
Lots of groups.
Mother's Day outs, mother group this, mother group that, mother support, activities for kids, help me type stuff, and they need it. You need to be advertising on those types of websites, posting stuff up there, so they can let them know that you exist and you have this awesome service for what we call our Tiny Champs program. Or our tiny cubs, whatever you call them. And then, if you really want to, put a real shot in your 3 and 4 year old marketing and you're willing to spend a little money, try an every door direct mail with ads specifically targeting 3 and 4 year old programs, information and text about the 3 year old 4 programs targeted to parents that have 3 and 4 year olds. So there's some kind of ideas to help boost that 3 and 4 year old class.
The ads definitely need to be specific for that age group. You don't want a conglomeration of all the different martial arts, the aggressive adult martial arts, and the 3 and 4 year olds that's going to turn a mother off, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They want to know that it's specifically for that age group.
Yeah.
And then, you've got the concept of what time is your class. Maybe you've got your class on the wrong time. If you're in an upper middle class area with lots of non-working mothers, then really you're targeting your 3 and 4 year olds for non-working, stay-at-home young moms with 3 and 4 year olds. So you could have that class at 9:30 in the morning once her older kids, little 5-year-old Billy's off to school, or you could have that at 3 o'clock before prime time starts, at like 3:30 at your school or 4. Have it before that. Now, but if you're in a class with a lot of middle class, working class parents, maybe you want to do Saturdays, or you want to carve out one day a week after 6, and then on Saturdays. And then you might have it one early class. You don't have to have this class every day. So maybe one class early, before prime time, one class in prime time, and maybe on a Saturday.
So don't be excessive with putting it in your prime time because you can't upgrade these kids. They're not.
If I had a small school,
Yeah.
I wouldn't try to carve in and take away an 8 to 12 year old or 5 to 7 year old program just to stick the 3 and 4 year old unless I had time for it. Yeah.
And daycares are a good addition. A lot of us that only teach 5 years and above, we don't touch daycares. We don't ever go there. But if you start a 3 and 4 year old program, that's a whole new business to business market that opens for you. You can go see those little guys before your classes start at night because they're there. They're there all day, as opposed to the school age kids and after school programs. We want to go see them, and inconveniently we have classes going on.
Yeah, and if little Jim is $138 for once a week, start a Saturday 3 and 4 year old program and charge it up for it, man. That's what these parents are used to paying, and I don't see a difference in who were there. These were just working class families at my gym that they're looking for something to nurture their child at that age. Man, we're going on and on about the 3 and 4. Too much coffee today, man. I'm sorry. I'm just going on and on about this.
So our next question is from Bunjikan Martial Arts. They ask, what is the best trial lesson program, and should we change that throughout the year?
Right now in the martial arts industry, there's really, when I look at, and we were actually doing this the other day, we were looking at, we have our online Igniter program where we build your websites, we send your social media information to you and all that through our consulting. We were looking at different websites and different things the other day and researching, and it really seems to be split. You got a lot of people doing this 6 weeks for $69 trial program. And you've got people doing the 2-lesson trial program for $27, includes a free uniform.
Yep.
Now, the 6 weeks for $69, I'll be honest with you, I'm not an expert at that. I've never done that in my entire life. Now, am I running right now it's Christmas time. Are we running a 4-week $89 4-week special with a uniform to wrap under the tree? Yes. But our normal, on our website, somebody calls us, it's an introductory course. Now we'll rename our introductory course. It'll be called Introductory Course, Quick Start Program, VIP Program, Back to School Special, whatever. We'll change the name of it, but it's always a 2 private lesson program with a uniform for a certain amount of money, $27, $19, $17, whatever, right? The 6 weeks for $69, I'm not an expert on it. And some of my good friends that I see out there, and I looked at their websites, they're doing it. But I can tell you that I've not had people telling me they're sometimes they'll sell them, but they're harder conversion, which makes sense because, let's go back to the benefits of a 6 weeks for $69. To me, the biggest benefit is you get a pre-qualified person.
Sure. A
lot of these websites, they're asking for the credit card on the site. If mom puts a credit card on that website and pays $69 for 6 weeks, the good news is she's pretty serious about it.
Yep.
You pre-qualified them. They're probably going to be able to afford your lessons. To me, though, the bad news is how many moms will stroke out their credit card on a martial arts website to pay for this. And when they go to the website, if they see $69 as they have to make that choice, does it spark them to go off your website and look at your competition's website for a much easier, a lot of people are doing free introductory courses or, free whatever. Less commitment, something a little easier. So that kind of would be a problem for me to have confidence in the 6 week for $69. And that's a long time. So to me, people that do the 6 weeks for $69, most of the time I think they're either trying to close them after 2 or 3 visits, in which they're probably waiving some kind of money, waiving the down payment, deep discounting that program to get them to sign up immediately so they don't take the entire 6 weeks.
Sure.
To me, they're losing money there.
Absolutely.
And if they do take the 6 weeks, that's a long time for a kid. Remember, maybe the parent's not changing their mind, but it doesn't take, in 6 weeks, it doesn't take for little Billy or little Sarah to show disinterest 2 or 3 times. And mom and dad are like, wait a minute, maybe this isn't for us.
Yeah. If you do a uniform or earn a belt or something in your intro process, what more exciting time is there for a child, right? Except for maybe when they're in their black belt someday. So that would be the time to ask somebody to sign up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of some of the problems that I would see with the 6 weeks for $69. I will do more investigation on this, and we'll talk about this more in our show. From what I know right now, conversion's a lot more difficult. Now, let's talk about the 2-lesson trial program, and let's talk about the benefits. When we do a 2-lesson trial program for $27, includes a free uniform, we control that situation, right? We've got that mom and dad, or at least mom and that child, 2 private lessons where we're teaching them the basics. A lot of times when we're talking to the child in the intro, we're talking to the parent more than we are the child. So we're building rapport. We're teaching the child the basics. We control the situation and we make it super exciting. So therefore what happens is that allows us, every time somebody signs up, we don't have to discount anything, right? We're either getting a down payment on that membership, $195, $295. They're signing up, or they're paying, and sometimes they're, a good percentage of chance they're paying in full, right? So we're making money immediately every night. And then another benefit is our 2-lesson trial program is so awesome that we're getting 30% of the people commit to black belt training during that 2-lesson trial program. So they're not only signing up on the basic program and we're getting down payments or paid in fulls, we're also getting them to go some of them straight to black belt training with a 3-year commitment, larger down payment, and $4,000 paid in full, right? Or $5,000 for some of you guys up in the north where you charge more. And something else we're doing is we're selling an equipment package with every sign up. So I just feel like there's too many chances to blow your cell with a 6 week for $69, where the 2-lesson trial program, you're in total control of it. Now, 2-lesson trial program, you do have to have somebody, a program director that's working that program, right? But man, the amount of money that they bring in is ridiculous for your school. So our philosophy is always the 2-lesson trial program. But we'll talk more about this, and I'll do some investigations for Bujin Kwan guys out there to see what.
And you would say the whole free month or the try a group class free. I mean, that's pretty much dead and gone. We really don't see that much anymore, do we?
We shouldn't see anybody bringing somebody in and giving them a free month. We shouldn't see anybody coming in and you guys try a week of class free and we'll talk to you at the end of the week. You know, throwing a kid just in class without those 2 private lessons is setting them up for failure, basically, I think, a lot of times. Remember, an 8 to 12-year-old, we're talking a lot about age groups today, 5 to 7-year-old, they don't know the concept of embarrassment for the most part. But an 8 to 12-year-old can easily get embarrassed with any little thing can happen, and they don't want to come back to that environment that's uncomfortable, uncertainty for that is a lot of times in a martial arts school in their first few visits. Okay?
That's it for this week.
That's it? Yep. Okay. Hey, guys. Stay on for just a second. We got our last edition of Master Ken's visit to our training center. We're going to talk to him more about some business questions. He's going to do a little more office self-defense. And hey, I want to give Master Ken a plug. You know, Master Ken's show, we had him at our large symposium at the end of this year. He did an amazing job. He stayed and took pictures with every single person for hours. He did a great show, ultra professional. Now, I will tell you, his act is for adults only. Right? But if you have an adult dinner, you have an adult event, and you want to bring in this guy, you know, you definitely should contact his representatives and have him bring in first class all the way. We can't wait to bring him back. So, okay, stay tuned to Master Ken, and we will talk. Oh, by the way, you want to ask questions on our YouTube channel, go and just ask it underneath the video, or go to Twitter and just put in hashtag AskBarryV and ask your questions, and we'll bring them to the show. Thanks, guys.
The following are not the views and opinions of Barry Vanover, Martial Arts Management Group, or Premier Martial Arts. The following is for entertainment purposes only and is funny as hell. If you are easily offended, insulted, or just a crybaby, please stop viewing now.
Another thing you can do is, for instance, let's say that you have your Premier Martial Arts coffee cup, okay? And someone comes in and starts some smack with you in the break room. You can do all kinds of, say he reaches out, does a little lapel grab. I can just take this right at the top of the hand. Okay, that hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. I can throw the coffee in his face. You can also grab this as a handle, do a little throat punch. Okay, then what I would also do is put this under his groin, do a little bladder shot here. Okay, fill that up. And then go ahead and feed him the urine, okay? He's going to change his mind about giving you crap once you give him his own back.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Let's say, for instance, you want to defend yourself with just your business card. Maybe that's all you have. You have a business deal gone bad, okay? This person, instead of agreeing to your services, tries to attack you, okay? So, this camera. So, to take the business card, you can slice the cornea, okay? Slice the carotid. Open up, you can take off a nipple, okay? You can slice the urethra, okay? We'll bleep that if you need to. You can grab the finger, go right under the fingernail, slice that. You can also take some hand sanitizer and put that right in there, okay? Okay? You can put some in the eyes here, okay? Probably don't leave the business card there. If he calls the police, they'll know where to find you. So maybe just remember to take that with you.
All right, Amanda J. asks, moving right along, Amanda J. asks, how do you handle situations where students are misbehaving in class or not giving you the desired behavior you're wanting? How do you guys handle that?
Well, there's a variety of ways. One of the ways is much like a new prison inmate. You need to kick someone's ass the first day so that everyone else knows to stay away from you. So what we'll do is if there's a new student who's acting up, we'll be a little harder on Todd, or we'll hire a homeless person, just bring them in for a beating, just to let the student know that we mean business.
So let me get this straight. You get a new student in the school and immediately you beat up Todd to show him just how to stay and what's going to happen.
Yeah, there's an old saying that power perceived is power perceived.
Okay. All right, so Todd, how do you feel about these? I can tell probably you've had quite a few beatings with your face.
Luckily, because of the reputation, we don't have a lot of new students, but when we do,
they stick around.
Yeah.
They stick around.
Probably dread that, huh? You see a new student coming in the door, you know you're going to get an ass whipping?
Well, I'm going to get an ass whipping regardless.
Okay, that's true. I've watched the show. All right, great. Moving along, Jeff J. asks, what are some of the fastest ways that I can bring in quick cash to my business? So I'm guessing Jeff is maybe in a money crunch.
Yep.
And he needs to bring in some cash to the business fast. What are you guys, some of your ideas on?
Well, I hear there's a lot of money in drugs.
Probably he's looking for something more legal.
Oh, we're going the legal,
Yeah, he
the
doesn't-
up above board route.
Right.
Yeah. Well, one thing we do is we encourage people to come in. We run a seminar in plain clothes because karate uniforms, you don't fight in the street with them. So we encourage people to come in and not to change anything about the way they walk around. Leave their wallets in their pockets. Leave their change in their pockets.
Realistic.
Yeah, realistic
Okay.
training. And, once after an hour and a half of rolling around, we just kick them out real quick and just pick up the loose change, pick up credit cards, pick up whatever we can. Cell phones, we sell them on eBay.
Some really nice earrings the other day.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
They look
okay.
good on them.
Well, that's one way. All right. I'm sure Jeff is going to appreciate that bit of advice. Next question, a gentleman named Mark T. We always just use the last initial, for
To protect the innocent.
exactly. Mark T. asks, the new year's coming up. What's one of your best marketing tips you can give owners for the new year? Drive in new students.
I think you have to connect with the youths.
Youth.
Yep.
Okay.
Did we already say that?
No,
Okay.
we did not.
We'll jump cut that. I think you have to connect with the youths. I think you have to be on the social medias. You need to be on the Facebooks and the Tumblr tweets and the Snatch chats. You need to connect with them digitally. I think that for instance, we have a seminar that we're running, which is an anti-date rape seminar. It's called Netflix and Kill. Something to defend yourself if you go over to watch a movie with somebody and they get fresh with you. Something like that. Connect with the youths.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys that's the questions I had. You got any other business advice? I know you guys are mostly into the martial arts, but, any other business advice you could give our school owners,
Yeah, I would recommend that everyone be in my ass. It's the Maintain Your Ameridote Street Skills organization. Maintain Your Ameridote Street Skills, okay? It's a one-time entry fee into my ass, and it's a lifetime membership. I think that a lot of other organizations are very impersonal, whereas my ass is a warm and welcoming environment. So what I would do is just join up. It's a $10 fee. You can join online, and it helps us keep the standards of Ameridote.
Is this for me?
Yeah.
So I get your ass for free?
Well, we'll get the money afterwards. I was going to just kind of say that off camera, but that's the main recommendation is that everyone, as many people as possible, be in my ass.
Okay. All right. I think that's a wrap, guys.